Supervised Ministry 1. This is EVAN5230, a class where we teach you how to share the gospel with the lost and dying world. This is the online version. My name is Dr. Bo Rice. I'm the Associate Dean of Supervised Ministry and Mentoring Programs. Please make a note that I may not be the instructor of the course that you are taking now at this time, but as the Associate Dean, you will see my face. You'll see these videos that will pop up throughout the semester as you walk through each individual unit. I want to talk a little bit about this course. The purpose of this course is to give training and experience in personal witnessing under the guidance of a qualified supervisor. The course description, you'll see it there in your syllabus as you follow along, very similar to obviously the course purpose. The purpose of this course is to give the student evangelistic tools and supervised training and experience in sharing the gospel with non-Christians. In addition, the student will receive some exposure to other materials in order to use to teach others how to witness. I would ask you just to kind of walk through your student learning outcomes. For the sake of time, we won't look at that together, but it is provided for you there in your syllabus. I do want you to take note, though, of your textbooks. Regardless of the version that you take this course, obviously you being online, we all use the same textbooks here. And actually, one is not a textbook. I want you to see this. This is the One-on-One Evangelism Made Simple Personal Evangelism Kit. This is produced by the Louisiana Baptist Convention. And this is literally a kit that's filled with all kinds of supplies. And there's also a workbook, a small booklet that you will kind of follow along. And there's some cards and tracts and things that you'll use throughout the semester. But this is the One-on-One Evangelism Kit. And I want you to take notice there of the website that you will be able to order this kit from. You will go online, place the order. It might take a few days for it to come, but when you order it, you will actually receive the first chapter or two provided for you and as a digital copy to make sure that you get started with the work for this course. After this One-on-One Evangelism Made Simple kit, really just one primary textbook for this course. It is Will McRaney's The Art of Personal Evangelism. Dr. McRaney is a good friend, longtime friend of us here at NOBTS, and actually taught this course many years ago. And so we encourage you to get a copy of his book and follow along as you walk through this semester. Looking at the course requirements, you'll see there that there's obviously textbooks and participation. You will be required to do the readings. Each and every unit that you open up, there'll be assigned reading for you as you walk through the unit, but then also there will be participation times where you will participate through the utilization of Blackboard, where you will participate with each other as you walk through the class. Number two, the evangelism team. This obviously is the crux of this course. You'll see that students will spend an hour and a half for 10 weeks in personal evangelism ministry through a local church. We will ask that you form a team. You as a student are responsible for developing that team. Maybe one or two other individuals in your church or maybe even a parachurch organization, but you will form witnessing teams where you will go and you will share the gospel with people in your community, maybe through your ministry, whatever that might look like. But for an hour and a half each week, for a minimum of 10 weeks, you will be required to participate in personal evangelism. The student will turn in an evangelism team information. There's a form that's provided for you under the Assignments tab in Blackboard, and that will be due in Unit 2. It's really just giving us some information about your team so that we can see that you indeed are working with the team sharing the gospel. The team is responsible for ensuring that your supervisor is familiar with the supervisor training presentation that's provided on the website through Supervised Ministry. You see the web address that's provided there. We encourage you as the student to view this. It's a PowerPoint presentation. View this training with your mentor so that you both can be on the same page, understanding what's required of this Supervised Ministry 1 course. Going on to see, they are still in that requirement too. The supervisor training verification should be secured and turned in for Unit 3. The team will also meet with their supervisor twice during the semester. We encourage you as a student, obviously you're going to be meeting with your supervisor more frequently, but we encourage you to get your team together so that you can kind of do a debriefing, a conversation of how your witnessing opportunities have gone throughout the semester. And we ask that you do that at least twice during the semester. The team supervisor will then complete an evaluation of each student's ministry at the end of the semester. And again, I remind you that all of these forms are provided for you on Blackboard, and you can find these forms under the Assignments tab. That assignment, the supervisor evaluation, is due at the end of the semester in Unit 11. Next, you'll see requirement number 3. It's the pray presentation. In this one-on-one evangelism kit, but also there will be an outline provided for you in Blackboard. There is an outline we call the Pray presentation. It is a method, it is a tool, it is a resource of sharing the gospel. Now, we're not saying that it is the only method. In fact, in this course, you'll be exposed to many other methods of sharing the gospel, many other resources, many other tools. But for the purpose of academic credit, we have to hold you accountable to at least one presentation. And we utilize the Pray presentation developed by the Louisiana Baptist Convention. You will be required to memorize that presentation verbatim. And you will actually take a test. That will be your midterm exam in Unit 6, where you will reproduce that verbatim Pray presentation, so that you then will utilize that in the second half of the semester in actually sharing the gospel. We believe, again, that it may not be the only resource, it may not even be the best, but we want to give you something, because we believe that what's down in the well is what comes up in the bucket. When you have an opportunity to share the gospel, you need to have at least something that you're familiar with in order that you can present the gospel in a clear fashion. So this Pray presentation is what we utilize here in Supervised Ministry 1. Number 4, you see the evangelism reflections. You will actually write out, you will do 2 verbatim accounts. We encourage you, when we say verbatim, we mean a dialogue. We want you to write this out as a dialogue between yourself and maybe your team and the person that you're encountering, the person that you're sharing the gospel with. But then you'll also utilize a form that's provided for you here in the syllabus, but also online, to write reflections. And so the verbatims and the reflections are different, and we need to make sure that they're different encounters. You don't want to use your verbatim encounter for the reflection. We do require that there's at least, obviously, 6 different encounters, 4 reflections and 2 verbatims, where you will give us just a documentation of conversations that you've had sharing the gospel. You'll see that these verbatims, the first verbatim and the first 2 reflections, using your testimony or some other presentation, are due during Unit 7. And the second verbatim and the third and fourth reflection, using the Pray presentation that you should have memorized at this point throughout the semester by the midterm, that will be due during Unit 11. You see the 5th and the 6th requirements there. The research project. Students will analyze 5 to 7 personal evangelism training resources. You will be put together in groups, and that will be done by Unit 8, where you will be put in groups to be able to do a presentation on other resources other than one-on-one. You will do a presentation on how to share the gospel utilizing other resources. And we will employ the wiki, which basically is an online discussion board, group discussion board that your instructor will give you further instructions on how to utilize the wiki through Blackboard. And that will be due in Unit 10. Finally, the final exam, students will complete the final comprehensive exam, which will cover all of the materials examined in class, and that will be due during Unit 11. I encourage you to review the rest of your syllabus. Please take time to look at your course schedule. You'll see that the course schedule is also reflected there in your Blackboard shell. And please know that I, as a supervisor, the associate dean of supervised ministry, but also your instructor, whether that be me or someone else, will be praying for you this semester. Understand that we believe that this could be a very rewarding, but also a very difficult semester, because you are involved in something that is very spiritual, and you're going to come under attack. The evil one will rise up against you because you are taking the time to share the gospel with a lost and dying world. It can be very difficult, but we're also praying that it will be very rewarding, because you're going to be doing something. You're going to see God move, and God's going to utilize you and your faithfulness in sharing the gospel. So please know that we're going to be praying for you as you do an incredible and mighty work, fulfilling the Great Commission, making disciples of all nations. God bless.